But one key thing, and I think this is something that people should keep in mind, is if you want to get a higher salary, right, don't do your job. Do everything up.
Do you feel underpaid? This is your daily catch-up.
Everybody is underpaid.
Hey guys, you're liking the content so far. Don't remember.
Please remember.
Forget it.
Hey guys, you're liking the content so far. Do remember to drop us a sub and turn on the notification bell. Ding ding.
Ding ding.
This episode is made possible by DBS. So just the other day, right, I was on the Burrow. If you guys don't know, the Burrow is a community, an online community by DBS where young adults come and talk about everything personal finance. And so like on the Burrow, they pose a question to users, which was, what do you think affects your salary the most?
Wow.
What affects
Your performance at work, is it not?
The most, I would say, the industry that you're in.
Oh.
Fair.
Yeah. Because you can be doing exactly the same job, right? But depending on which industry you're in, right, the pay can be like times 2, times 3, right? So that, to me, is the biggest factor.
And the nature of the job, lah. I think like if it's like hard labor versus like in the services industry also. But I guess it's industry also, lah, right? So like some of the comments were, quite predictable, lah. Like it was
A way to shit on the comment section.
No, because there was some that was, I think it wasn't out of the blue, it wasn't uncalled for, but it's some stuff that you don't really talk about. So you got the usual also, like your evaluation, obviously, your performance at work, your ability to negotiate. But then some people were like, your bond with your boss, like how close you are to your boss also affects your salary. Or like the connections you might have with like...
It does though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no need to be like the boss of the company. Like your
then
manager.
is that not like nepotism?
But you're not friends first with the boss. You know, like you guys work together, then only you're friends.
But then the friend bond affects your salary?
I think it's more of like the relationship that you might have with the boss. So maybe you're easy to work with. Then you're someone that is worth keeping, maybe.
Right.
No, more like if the boss spends a lot of time with you. I'm not saying me,
Sure.
I just need to. Then like...
Everyone starts hanging out with you.
No, so I know, I didn't say it's not like with the boss, you know, it's like with your manager. And does your manager have a good relationship with the boss? Then that trickles down. Because everybody joins the company to fulfill a hard function, right? Which is you shoot lah, right? Or you write and plan. And so it's very hard to see that the other soft things which don't bring direct revenue to the company, but still important to the company.
Like morale.
Like morale, which I think is only like well appreciated when someone truly knows that that's what you bring. And if they are not, well, they are not close.
But is it not also
wouldn't
odd,
know.
like it's such an intangible thing, like how do I know that I bring morale, you know what I mean?
You will know and
Okay, I guess
you do.
not then.
No.
Yeah, but I think like some stuff are indirect, right? Like say you have 2 employees and they both fulfill all their KPIs. But then one maybe doesn't contribute to like the culture of the company and then one does. Then would you compensate the one that contributes more to culture if all things were equal? Asking you as an employer. Lah.
Oh, this is like it's a up way.
Right? Because like there's a lot of employees right now. Maybe let's not address that question.
I'm gonna say yes lah.
Everyone's starting and two from now.
Everyone's gonna organize dinners now.
Soft skills what?
But the soft skills don't...
It will just in long time. It's just, it does not make you more productive today. But it could be that because of you, turnover is very low. I feel like most jobs suck. Most jobs just not very interesting and like everybody just gets it and it's just a job that needs to be done. Yeah, lor. Then you just need those characters that make it slightly fun for people, that make you look forward to lunchtime, you know?
Actually, I have a question. So I feel like starting pay affects like the rest of your pay like in your life a lot more because it affects like all your pay raise and everything, right? So when someone is applying for a job, right, I'm not sure whether you set aside a budget, like this is the budget for this role, right? But if the person is asking a certain price that is under your budget, right, is it a straight away yes? Or does it like...
As long as they meet, I guess, like the minimum criteria of the job also. Lah.
Yeah, but as in, do you just pay them what they ask?
Right.
Yeah, so then in that sense, then how do I determine how much I should ask? You know, do you understand my question?
Yeah, I do. No, but so I usually try not to put out a number first. I will try to fish for their number.
I feel like I've seen this trick on TikTok.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, negotiating.
Yeah, but you try to fish out and gauge like what is their budget first, ma. Then from there, then...
But what if it's like online, like job application, they ask you put your expected salary?
you can don't.
To a wider range.
Yeah.
Lah.
But what you can do now is that like there are online resources to know like roughly what is the average of
Market
your
rate for the
industry. Yeah. But you also should like take into consideration like are they like an MNC, are they a startup, and then you have to like do some like discounting here and there.
It's like when you go for wedding dinner, then you don't know how much ang pao you should
Then you got the table, right?
But to answer your question straight, if someone applies for less than what we usually pay, right?
Yeah.
I've only initiated increase like once or twice. Because I realized that number will be set. Then I'm like, you won't be happy here.
That means like they don't know their own value, is it?
Or their previous boss pegged them at a different value.
Wow, shacks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes no choice, eh? Sometimes you work for family friend, right? Then you start, then you apply, right? Then you come in, you ask for 1.6 or 1.5. They're like, ooh, we don't do that here. It's too close to the minimum wage.
So I had a friend who recently applied to like can't remember, maybe it's an agency or something. And then like I think her request was like $1,000 lower than what the company ended up giving her. Because they said, what? That's way too low for market rate. That we're giving you this.
What a nice company.
And I've had friends who asked for too low, so like way below what was expected, right? And then because of that, they didn't get the job.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to gauge their own value.
Or it might seem as though they are just not good at the job, that's why they're discounting. Like, or maybe their previous
It's
company
true.
discounted
You need to
it.
explain one. Like, there are people that come in more expensive, then sets a certain expectation that I feel like, you know your value, you must be quite good. Because especially our industry, very hard to gauge value.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for our videographers and editors, then yeah, you got that case study, our designers got case study. Then for the rest of the company, every case study don't count for anything. Like. You can tell me you used to like serve the Coca-Cola account, but it could be your agency won it and then you are just emailing, you know, then you say you service Coca-Cola, but okay lah, it's not the same scale here, right? So there are people that come in and demand and ask and very sure of a higher price that I kind of respect, but those are also the same people that if I can see that metal in the fire, right, I won't bargain, then I will just say maybe next time. And there are people that come in that say, I want to work here, what's your number for me? Yeah, then they come here, they work for half a year, 1 year, then they realize, I think this is how much I bring to the table. This is how much I think I should be paid.
Yeah.
I can
I agree with that also. Like, I think sometimes even if you say you don't get the pay that you want or you feel like you are of value, but you really want to work in the company, right? Then get your foot in first. Do like your first 3 months. There's probation period for a lot of companies also, right?
Yeah.
So you do that already. Then once you understand the value that you can bring and you're very sure of it, right? Then you have that conversation with your employer later on. So like a job that I was applying for before I joined this company, right?
Your earring keep distracting me.
Yeah, damn handsome, man.
keep
You're really
Damn handsome.
Really.
I feel like, oh, damn.
like that lah.
Where you buy from, this one?
Oh my god, twins!
Do you see? I never knew you were wearing.
No,
Okay,
this
but
side
guys,
don't have.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Don't
Just
bite my
look
style
at-
and present.
So the job that I applied for before joining this company, right?
Yeah.
It was the same thing. I was looking on LinkedIn for a role. I feel like if you're confident of what you can bring, right, then I think you can do that.
Because many people are very confident on what they bring. So then they will DM.
No, but I feel like maybe it was different because he kind of knew someone in the company also.
You knew before lah.
No.
No, but they had the lunch before he went for this interview.
Yeah, lah.
To
Yeah.
set up the
But the
mandate.
lunch was kind of like the interview.
Yeah,
To get that lunch,
to
you
set
have
up
to
the
get one
mandate.
foot into your in the
Yeah.
door, and being known also helps in some way.
Yeah.
No, but your strengths really do exist lah.
Hey, stop it. So this year today. You're trying to make me blush.
No, it's working is what's getting.
Do you think looks affect salary?
Oh.
No.
But does looks affect hiring?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah, lah,
Alice?
but if you don't get hired, then you don't get money, right?
No, but that's not a salary.
I get that salary.
I think lah.
You
I
get
think.
hired, but you might still be underpaid.
Not all roles.
Speaking of which, have any of you like felt like you were underpaid in like some time in your life?
Actually, okay.
It doesn't
so-
have to be guaranteed lah. John,
Yeah,
had
like,
the feelings
doesn't have to be,
on the-
Yeah. No, so at the first company,
Don't everybody feel underpaid? Okay, sorry, go.
everybody feels underpaid.
To a certain extent, what, right?
Not really. I think after you hit a certain number, you're like, that's good.
I feel like, no, yeah, I think to a certain extent, like, okay, maybe not every day you feel underpaid, but when you're working, like last night when you're sending calendar invites at 12:15, I bet you feel fucking underpaid. 12 a.m.
I didn't actually. I felt like
You have to earn that money.
no, because like earlier you were talking about like your first salary, right, and then like not revealing that number.
I've actually never negotiated salary before. Like it's always the price that I think kind of sounds reasonable. Then they say okay, I say okay, then that's it.
Yeah.
Like there isn't that like maybe I should try like 25% higher than my last paid, that kind of thing.
I think because people, I don't know about you, like people go in with the expectation like this is my range. If they meet that range, then okay, lor, then I'll maybe try for a bit more. but then I won't like push.
I feel like I cannot comprehend how to judge my worth in a sense. Especially when, say for example, my previous company coming here, I feel like I asked lower because I felt like I didn't have the skill sets that I specifically needed here. No, as in, I've said this before.
okay,
yeah.
right,
So, and then so.
I didn't know that, so it's new to me.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
A big reason why I wanted to come here was because I wanted to work with John actually.
Yeah.
So then, after, same as how he
Stop
wanted to
making
give
him blush, you cannot do
So
it
many
already.
compliments. Wow, shit.
Take out
Wow, I cannot.
show your abs.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, continue telling people about why you want to work.
As in, I feel like before 25, I wanted to gun for like knowledge and mastery lah. So which
Yeah.
is why I felt like the pay didn't really matter to me at that point. So because of that, right, then I've also never really negotiated like pay raise and all this kind of stuff before. So at our review, right, I actually said I wanted to ask, but then in the end I decided not to after the review. Yeah. Like I changed my mind after that lah. So then I'm just wondering like how do y'all know when to ask for a pay raise and like what do I need to like so-called prepare, you know, like to prove that I'm worth this raise. Like yeah, so that's my question. Because I feel like I've never negotiated, I've never
Do you
asked for
think
this kind of stuff before.
this is a female trait?
Well, I'm trying to make this about the female. As in I think it's a
Because I
personal
feel like
thing
this
for
is a
me.
very big part of the gender pay gap.
That females just tend to ask for less, is it?
No, lah, you never purposely ask for less lah, right now. You always just accept less lah.
I've only asked for a pay raise, I think like once. There was one
Once a week lah.
there was one key pay raise that I asked for that really helped me to shape the way I approach my value in terms of salary when negotiating salary with my employers. So what happened was that when I joined my first company, right, I converted from intern to full-time. So then I was taking like the most basic salary, which wasn't bad.
Sorry, you
like,
converted at the end of your internship, right?
yeah, end of internship. So I think I was getting like, I can't remember, 2 point something to 3K lah, right?
As an intern?
No.
No.
When I converted to
When you
full-time.
converted.
I thought,
Yeah.
wow, that was not bad.
But within the first 6 months of working there, right, I felt like I was doing a lot and contributing to the company in many ways, right?
Yeah.
I was also climbing up the
Management ladder.
yeah. Acquiring a lot of skills, taking care of people and all that kind of thing. So a lot of responsibilities fell on my shoulders. And at the 6-month mark, right, I thought to myself like, I'm not paid enough for this. Yeah. Then it came to a point where what I did was that I make sure I write down everything, right? But I think this is a very important tip. You need to really take down, right, the actual impact you have on the company. Then you propose, you show that and justify why you deserve that increment. Yeah. Because it will be a back and forth one. But if you can, right, and you justify it, right, it's very hard for your employer to say no when you show them
Were you
everything that you have
prepared
done.
to get a no? What would happen if you got no?
I think I would have left.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I think at that point, the value that I brought is already at
Far
a certain
outweighs
level.
that lah.
Yeah.
You would have left immediately, yeah. You were on the same day resign.
Probably think about it for a week, but I most likely would have resigned. Yeah.
Right.
But one key thing, and I think this is something that people should keep in mind, is if you want to get a higher salary, right, don't do your job. Do everything up.
Just cut off there.
Yeah. Don't do your job.
This guy dropping sound bites today.
Yeah. No, if you want to get a higher salary, don't do your job. Do all the things outside of your job.
On top of your job lah.
Yeah. So
Please also do your job.
no, but don't do your job sounds more exciting, right?
Clickbait, yeah, this article.
Yeah. Look at like what he mentioned. Look at how the company works. Understand how the company works, right? Try to introduce new processes, troubleshoot things, introduce systems and whatnot that will improve the company, improve the lives of your colleagues and whatnot. Make your life easier for your boss. When you do all these things, right, that is the extra value that you show to your company and your employer. And I think it also shows that you have a growth mindset, which means that you will be able to last longer and contribute more to the company.
Yeah.
And I think employers definitely see value in that.
There is a shit hits the fan team. Every company will have one. They will feel like if everything goes to shit, who will rebuild this company with me? And the people that get the business will be the ones that will build the company with the boss. Every little increment actually is looked at in terms of 1 year. Because what I feel like from an employer's point of view, don't look at every negotiation for increment as a threat. I don't think any like negotiations for increment is an ultimatum or it's a fight.
Right.
It's about timing. Then you just ask. I think if you can very nicely signal intentions, right, no boss can say no to you more than twice, man.
Yeah, and I also think that like if during the conversation your increment gets rejected, right, ask them why and how. What can I do to justify
hit that
that
pay
pay?
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after then you set a deadline for yourself and you agree on a deadline with your employer to at that point rediscuss this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being in a part of my life where I felt like I wasn't being paid enough, and the indication for me was because I was living paycheck to paycheck. I couldn't save a 10% and put aside. I couldn't save a 20% and invest. So what happened was I think I was maybe earning like 2.4 at that point of time, and like maybe bad like habits also lah. I would cab everywhere. I would deliver food everywhere. And so like I knew, okay, if I could survive on 2.4 every month, and if I get suddenly 3K or 3.5, right, then I would suddenly have 1,000 more.
But
and
do
I
you think
be,
you would have spent the extra though?
So that's the thing, I was so sure like my lifestyle won't change because I'm so happy exactly like this. And when I started earning like 3K or like 4K, I realized what the like I was spending 4K. And so like it took a moment for me to go like, okay, we need to get our finances right. We need to like cut back on certain things.
It wasn't about the pay, it was about how you spent your money.
Yeah, and I guess like my money habits lah.
I mean, how much you make is important, but how much you put aside, invest, was the other thing. Oh wait, good time for a sponsor's plug, and I really use this one. So DBS launched this thing called NEF Planner. Y'all got use not?
What does NEF stand for?
I think
Navigate.
It's in the DigiBank app.
Oh, it's within the app. It's within the app.
It's all within that now.
It's all within
right.
the
Oh, you know what I like that the app does? It like kind of anticipates my future expenses. I thought that was so impressive.
Like recurring ones
but
also.
anyway. DBS Digibank app.
DigiBank.
The normal.
Or the pay now one.
Yeah, sure. Your iBanking app.
Oh, right.
No, so really you go inside, and then because for me, I also got the multiplier account. So my home mortgage is with DBS also. Then I invest a portion through DBS also.
And your salary goes into
My DBS also. So sui lah, or maybe they lure me all the way in lah. But sui right, basically is that NEF Planner has almost a complete view of my finances.
Right.
Yeah. I was reached out by a DBS wealth planner because he said that my accounts are damn messy. I have basically
Wait, how did he know your account?
Because he's a wealth client.
I'm not a wealth client.
This conversation.
Oh my god, how rich is Dan?
I'm not. Anyone can have a wealth manager. I basically have 6 bank accounts in DBS. So like for home renovation, I open one account. For saving for wedding, I open one
Are
account.
these all free?
Yeah. You can open as many accounts as you want. And so he said, what the are you doing?
Yeah.
Put everything into your multiplier and then you get like the interest rates lah. But
Then
it's
use
like,
NEF to...
use NEF to navigate. Because like for me, it's like I'm using the bank accounts to distribute. You can do that.
Then you're earning shit interest.
Yeah. And so for like the wedding, like, I mean, I've been saving for the last 3 years already, so I've like $20,000 in that. And I'm not earning enough interest because I'm not putting in my multiplier. And then he's like, what are you doing? I even went and do the stupid...
Is $20,000 not enough for wedding, I tell you first?
No, as in so far lah.
Okay.
Then I went and put in a fixed deposit. Then he's like, what are you doing?
You get that upset, you?
And I'm saying, no lah, I've invested in all these other things already. This is the one where I want it to be safe and I don't want it to be earning 0.01. So I put in a fixed deposit so I can earn 0.02.
Right.
Then he's like, what is wrong with you to put it on the multiplier?
Double
I think a lot of people like to think that your financial planning is something you can do like later or like, there'll be a weekend and then you keep pushing it down the line. So like I feel like if you haven't started your personal finance journey yet, like really just spend a weekend, open an Excel sheet, type out every single category that you have. You can use the NEF Planner if you use DBS and like it will show you all the different categories that you spend on. And then just track it and see what you're actually spending on and how much, where you can like kind of save, where like do you have enough for retirement, what's in your current savings, are you investing in that kind of thing. Because even if you don't do anything, having that information, right, can spark like a motivation to like take action and do something. It's when you don't know how much you're actually spending, how much you're actually saving, that's when you're just not prepared. Because if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Sorry, I'm so sorry, that was so stupid.
Okay, then my question is on the point that everyone feels like they're underpaid, right? Is pay transparency then the answer?
So that all colleagues know each other's pay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like everyone who's at this level, say example the editors, all of them are paid the same. That kind of thing. Then when they get bumped, they bump up together.
Do y'all want pay transparency? Do y'all feel like it's something that...
Yeah, also I was wondering like, would that not solve all the problems of people feeling underpaid?
I feel like you create a lot of resentment though, because just because there's pay transparency doesn't mean the company will end up paying everyone the same also.
Yeah, and across, within a company, everybody has different roles, and different roles amount to a different value. So if everybody knows that you go and do this sales role, right, then you will be earning the most, right? Nobody want to do the rest already. They all just going to do that one.
No, but I'm not interested in sales, then why would I go and do that? And if like I
For
know
money
that,
lah,
for
for
example,
money.
if someone's in the same job role as me, right, and earning more than me, then I'll be asking why and seeing how I can improve. Isn't that better for the company as a whole?
I mean, that's a
Because-
growth mindset lah. But most people don't ask why, how can improve. Some people will say, is it the person sleeping with the boss? Is it there's nepotism?
Whoa.
Is it this person sucking up and now not sucking up enough? Maybe I should suck up. Then we create that whole toxic bitch cycle lah.
Yeah, or like you ask your boss, why is this person being paid more than me? And it's intangible stuff. It's like cultural stuff, right? And then the boss is like, do I want to explain this? Does it seem unfair?
Yeah.
And then maybe they do, and then you don't understand because it's like, I'm hired to just do a job, but this is not under my job description to care for people's morale and things like that. Then it starts being a very difficult conversation. I think like, as I'm also managing others, I feel like I don't want to let my, why you say underlings? No, that sounds damn bad. Minions, no, what the fuck? Employees.
Your colleagues lah, your team.
I don't want my team. Fuck lah.
Okay, now we
Minions,
know
ah.
how you think about
I don't know.
us.
I just couldn't find the word. I don't want my team to know how much I earn because if like say a work comes in and then we have to distribute it, right? And everyone is at 100% bandwidth. And then I say, sorry, like can you do this? Like everyone's busy. But then you know that I am paid maybe 1.5 times more than you.
So it feels like you should be the one taking
Yeah.
on the job instead, is it?
Yeah, then it
But that's
creates
not
that
the
sense of
job, you see.
resentment lah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're the manager. By right, the manager is supposed to be the one taking the least lah, because you're managing across, you're overseeing, not necessarily doing the least, but you're doing.
Every time he mind feel every time you start talking, sir.
But you know what I mean, that like managers are the ones that's supposed to be freeing up themselves so that they can be solving problems and they could be managing
Right.
others. So they're not necessarily doing the same amount of work or the same types of work.
But it's because of the managers that everyone can be doing their work smoothly, right?
Yeah, but then people may not see that. Why you're paying so much more than me? Why am I doing? Why does it feel like I'm OTing and then the manager's going home at 6 p.m. You know? Or like the other thing also is that if, like say in our industry that we have sales and then we have creatives, and then what if the salespeople are earning more than the creatives? But then who is actually the one bringing value? Is it the one that is going out to get the sales, or is it the one that's actually making the product and the services?
Right.
Then it feels that there's going to be
the
resentment.
perceived value also is subjective.
And hard to understand.
So then, as in, do you all think that pay is such a sticky subject for so many people because like people see pay as the the jumping off board to everything else in their life?
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Right, and then if I'm not getting the pay here, then like what are some other ways I can like earn money, because now there's like multiple streams of income and people are looking into that, right?
Yeah.
Or to also make your money itself work harder for you also.
Yeah, right.
I actually learned that through the Burrow, no joke.
Oh, as in learn to make your money work.
Yeah, because the Burrow was one of the first. It was a closed Facebook group. Because if you created a multiplier account, they invite you to join. So I had a multiplier account from like 2-3 years ago. Then it's
So
just
then
really
it's not in
people
this
just
Burrow,
talking
sir.
about money. It's really just everybody just talking about budgeting and money, how to optimize. Then got hack one. The DBS team they help you optimize. Then it sounds like, oh my god, why are you telling me this? It feels like,
Yeah.
it feels like, oh my god, you like teaching me how to hack and
It's like
game the shit.
insider knowledge.
But they
it's
know
all
it
legal,
lah. Yeah, they
yeah.
want you to game it. That's the first time in my life from a multiple account and like through the hacks that I learned there, right? It's the first time I got like interest payment that can spend one.
I think the other thing that is also great is that it's not just the hacks and the community, but the Burrow also is putting out like modules. So like they're putting out like lessons in like infographics and things like that. So like just being part of that community, you suddenly learn about stuff that you didn't expect to learn lah. Genuine.
Maybe it's time for
Sounds
me
like a
to
plug.
open
I mean,
a
it really sounds
multiplier
like a plug,
account.
but we
We've
joined
really
it at
been
the same
using
time.
it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
joined it at the same time.
Which is why we are proud to be
You're not in
sponsored by something that we also are using.
Yeah, it comes full circle.
Yeah. It's
Look at
amazing.
us now. We learn,
Yeah.
then now we teach. What the fuck, mate?
Amazing.
Like the older generation does.
You know what else I do? I drive car.
Special thanks to our sponsors, DBS. If you didn't already know, DBS has a couple of active online communities such as DBS Burrow and POZ Parents on Facebook. They also have a Telegram channel for young adults, and it's where people come in to talk about all things personal finance and life. So do check them out. We've got the links in the description below.
Which we are on. Join us.
Yeah, we joined from the start.